Interstate 795 in North Carolina. Yeah, alright, we're going to be looking at a little bit of a shorter route today, and it's the last 3-digit interstate we are going to cover in North Carolina for now, as we're going to get to 587 later on in the series. And we're going to be covering I-795 in North Carolina, not to be confused with the 795 over in Maryland. Alright, here's a look at the map. As we can see, the road goes in a straight line, and we can see that it connects US 13 and the future I-42 corridor in Goldsboro up to I-587 and near to its parent 95 in Wilson. You're watching the Xavier 456, and you are watching NCDOT Provincial Lovin. New highway content comes out every week on this channel. If you like this kind of content, then go ahead and smash that like button. And if you really like it, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Alright, I must remind you that you can request your exit or intersection down in the comments below. There's not been much going on in this series yet, but I'm sure US 1 will be a big one for requests, hopefully. And we're going to be getting into US 13 and 17 next time. Right, let's start by talking about northbound I-795. So we're going to start in Goldsboro, as we can see an exit to North US 13, 117 to East 70, for Kinston and Greenville. So they're favoring US 70 here for Kinston, and they're favoring US 13 for Greenville. And North 117 doesn't really go anywhere aside from paralleling us along the way. As for 795, we're signed to West 70 for Wilson and Raleigh, and these are absolutely the correct choices. 70 is the one that's getting signed for Raleigh, along with Smithfield. And yeah, that is correct, because I checked and it's actually faster to take US 70 to Raleigh than taking 795, 587, 264, and I-87, so yeah, this is absolutely correct here. Here we meet bypass US 70, which will take you to US 117, and they're signed for Raleigh and Kinston. And I said Kinston's okay to be signed with something, and it was signed for Greenville back there, but you now know where 70 is going? New Bern, and New Bern is bigger than Kinston, so I think you should be signing New Bern here over Kinston. And as for I-795, we're pulled through for Wilson now. Here is really our only NC route that we're meeting along the way, and it is NC 222. And it's signed for Fremont and Kenly. Here we're meeting US 301, and it's going to take you to US 264, and apparently they're getting signed for Wilson and Kenly. So yeah, 301 is taking you into Wilson, and I think that's okay, but Kenly is signed for the other way. No, not Kenly, that's where you actually meet NC 222. Why the heck aren't you signing Smithfield? Sign Smithfield here, not Kenly. Kenly's pretty small. And as for I-795, we're now signed to West US 264 for Raleigh, which is absolutely the correct choice from here, because we're following 587 and 264 to Raleigh. And here on this exit, NCDOT isn't NCDOTing at all, and we're getting Raleigh and Goldsboro and Mount Olive, although Mount Olive is for US 117. And it's okay, but there's not much big stuff down the road until Wilmington, so who knows. And here we are, we're dead-ending into I-587 and US 264, and that'll take you to I-95, and 587 and 264 will take you to Raleigh. Alright, let's turn around and talk about southbound I-795. So we're starting on US 264 and I-587, and we're seeing an exit for US 301 for Wilson up ahead, just the city of Wilson, because that's where it's exiting. And 795 is signed for Goldsboro and Kenly. Why is Kenly on there? I know they're signing that for US 301, but if you're signing something for US 301, it should be Smithfield. Smithfield, because that's a bigger town. But anyways, Goldsboro is okay for us. And here's where 795 meets 301, and it's getting signed for Kenly and Smithfield. Thank God Smithfield's on this sign. Kenly should not be signed on its own at all here on this road. However, on NC 222, I am totally fine with signing Kenly on its own, because this is a more minor route, and the other way it's getting signed for Fremont. And here we're meeting the US 70 bypass to US 117, signed for Raleigh and Kinston. Almost feel like that should be Raleigh and New Bern, but Kinston is sort of a major town, and there are quite a bit of routes there, but who knows. And 795 is now signed south to US 117 for Goldsboro and Wilmington. Yes, Wilmington is the right choice from here, and it's signed over Mount Olive, and this is favoring US 117. This deserves a rare North Carolina W. I am glad to see it. Here we're meeting US 70, and this is where I-795 officially ends, and US 117 is straight ahead. We're seeing 70 west for Smithfield and Raleigh, and east for Kinston. If you're having Smithfield as a secondary over Raleigh on westbound, then you should be putting Kinston and New Bern on eastbound, because you need to favor something bigger and more famous. Thank you very much, NCDOT. Alright, that is it for this episode of NCDOT Provincial Lovin. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all on the US Highway segment. And before I leave, I must remind you that the US Highway section is only going to cover those with freeway portions, since there's way too many US highways in North Carolina for me to cover. Thank you for watching, and may peace be with you.